What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video, and a very popular YouTuber and gamer, Nadeshot, has spoken on the current state of the gaming community, and I just wanted to give my thoughts on it. And if you want to see the full clip, link will be down in the description if you want to see everything he said in the 2-minute span. With that being said, let's get into the video.
There's something weird that has happened in the gaming community. I'm serious too when I say this. For some reason, everybody in the gaming community wants games to fail. It's very bizarre. Like, the whole thing with XDefiant is still, like, stumps me to this day. People complain about not having enough games to play, but when new games come out, even before they have played it, they're like, that game sucks, I'm not going to play it. Listen, man, if we keep tearing down these studios trying to make good games, like, yeah, not every single one is going to be fun, and not every single one is going to be a hit. But if we're sitting here, like, preying on its downfall before the game even comes out, what do you think's going to happen? Nobody's going to be investing in gaming and making new games. And you're not going to have shit to fucking play. You're going to be sitting here playing MW2 Remastered Edition. You're going to be sitting here trying to play fucking the same old games for the 1,000th time because these billionaires and fucking multi-million, billion-dollar publishers, they're not going to greenlight any new games, any new concepts, any new IP. Bro, we were lined up outside of GameStops, whether it was in a mall or attached to a fucking Hollywood Video, sitting there waiting, camped out, drinking fucking Mountain Dew, waiting for these new games for the midnight release. Everybody was so excited about it. Now when new games come out, we're fucking sitting around a goddamn fire witch artifact, like doing a satanic ritual for the game to fail miserably. I don't really get it.
I completely disagree with what he said, how gamers are now just rooting for games to fail. I don't believe that at all. I think we're just tired of the BS that games come with. Like, I said this before and I say it time and time again. With the increase in price, it decreases the amount of leeway that people give games nowadays. And it's not the fact of, oh, we hate new games. It's the fact of we're tired of the games that we do get being broken on release, unplayable, you gotta patch it 2 weeks in, and this and a third, and it's like people are just tired of it. So when people reveal these new games, oh, there is a new 6v6 hero shooter that is the same thing like everything else, and half the mechanics are not in the game yet until after the release, it's like, why should we root for this game? We have no reason, and we have every right to not want to play these games. And it's not that we don't want to play new games, because I could name on top of my head one game that people played that was a new IP that everyone loved, and it was Hi-Fi Rush. And a lot of people flew to that game. Now, what happened to the studio was messed up, and the fact that they're being saved by PUBG is great and stuff like that. But I can name off countless of games that came out that people ragged on and was right about. Like, the biggest example off the top of my mind that people still defend to this day and say, hey, y'all didn't give this game the right chance. If y'all would have just kept an open mind, if y'all would have gave it an opportunity, y'all would have loved this game. And that game is Anthem. People still say that. And it's like, no, people had every right to say, hey, the stuff that you're saying before release, how like we have a roadmap and this, that, and the third, and all that stuff is happening. I don't really rock with it. I'm skeptical about the game. And when the game did drop and it was a buggy, broken mess and missing features, everyone was like, see, this is why we don't like games. And this was before the price increase. And the gaming has not got any better. Yes, there are some gems that were released recently where it came out and everyone was like skeptical about, but it came out to be good. I understand Elden Ring was one of them and stuff like that. Or there was a big controversy that ended up being nothing when the game dropped. I understand that. But we cannot sit here and say that there haven't been a plethora of games that came out that have been broken, buggy, incomplete, unplayable messes. Even good games that are just not playable. For example, Jedi Survivor. I can't play it on my PC. It is a broken mess. I'm waiting for patches, and they just announced that they're going to have a game-fixing patch in the next few weeks. And it's like, finally now we're getting somewhere. It's like, why does it have to wait so long? Because the state of gaming is horrible. And fans have every right to say, hey, this new IP that came out or is being announced, I'll see it when the game drops. I'll wait for the reviews. I'll wait for people to actually play it instead of being unbearably hyped for a game, knowing I can get burned again and again and again. Let me give you an example. You're single. You're putting yourself out in the dating world, right? And this is after you had the back-to-back abusive relationships. every time you get in a relationship, you're going to be a little bit jaded. It's okay. It's understandable. But you can't look at the person that's been jaded. It's like, wow, like, how dare you be jaded towards what happened to you, even though you've been beaten every time you get into a new relationship. It's like, what are we supposed to do? Yes, I know you're supposed to get therapy and stuff like that, but that's the point. For the analogy, it's like, at a certain point, they have every right to be justified in this response. I don't think it's more of they're hating games before they come out. They could just see the BS of like, oh, this is a live service game where the parts of the story will be added on later, aka Suicide Squad, aka the Avengers. And when the game comes out and it's incomplete and the gameplay is not that good and the stuff you want to see will be added on a year later, it's like, what are we doing here? And some people also replied to that video with the same thoughts as mine, so I'm going to share some of them.
He's missing how gaming has evolved. AAA games used to be content complete in the 2000s. Now, nearly every AAA game is a chopped-up buggy mess, and it's obvious how financially focused publishers are. Indie games miss this entirely, and are loved because they echo older eras.
I got an entire counter-argument for this. At what point did our community say, screw you companies, hope you fail because if memory serves me correctly, it never used to be like that. I remember getting complete games a couple console generations ago. You mean to tell me that it's still like that now? Because I beg to differ. So when these terrible drug dealers start upping the price and downing the quality, we're not supposed to get mad or say nothing. There used to be a time where you can buy something just based off the box art. You can't even do that these days.
Now, with that being said, you can go to the tweet itself and see the different replies. Many people had their different opinions. Let me know what y'all opinions are. But it would be wrong of me to say that, oh, everyone is not hating on games just to hate on games. People are just haters. I mean, I'm be honest with you. I'm one of the biggest haters there is. There are a segment of the community that is doom posting. Everything is failing. This is the worst thing that ever happened to the community. The world is ending. The sky is falling, right? I understand that. I'm being open and honest here. I get it. But to say that everyone in the game community is out for every new game that drops and you know, game is in the worst state it's ever been is a lie. Is a blatant lie. It's not true. It's an over-exaggeration. Okay. There's no war in Ba Sing Se. Listen. I'm joking. Let me my jokes. Let me get my jokes though. Because there are a group of communities that will never open up their eyes to different games that doesn't have a gun or basketball in it. Okay. 2K players, Madden players, FIFA players, majority of them are glue sniffers, all right? If I'm being honest with you. They'll rather watch paint dry than play a new game, okay? When Baldur's Gate dropped, the only time people tried new games was when Kai Cenat played it, and it was like, oh, if Kai Cenat could beat it, I could beat it. You know what I mean? I'm speaking from example. People don't play other games sometimes, but most of the people that play those games, they stick to what they know, which is understandable. And I can understand why someone would say, hey, those type of people, they don't give new games a chance, which is understandable. I get it. But to do a blanket statement, I think it's kind of insane. But those are my thoughts. Let me know down below what y'all think. And do y'all think he's tripping? Do y'all think I'm bugging? And let me know down below what you want me to talk about. If it's something else, something gaming related, comic books, superhero movies, doesn't really matter. Just let me know. I'm trying to gauge what y'all want. So just let me know. And if you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And I'm out of here. Peace.